shrimping, something everyone that does jiu-jitsu should know. And if you don't know it, then your jiu-jitsu game just won't get very far without it, because it's impossible. Everything you do in jiu-jitsu, at least when you're on bottom, pretty much revolves around some form or type of shrimping, or at least you're always trying to escape your hips. And even the slightest movement of your hip is just a small shrimp. Remember, when you shrimp or hip escape, the whole idea is you're pinned in a certain spot. You're locked down. Like, say if I'm mounted and somebody's on top, I'm pinned here. I need to find a way to maneuver my body and position it so I can escape with, just the minimal amount of resistance and things getting in my way. What I want to do is, when you do a shrimp, especially by yourself, make sure you're always all the way on your side. Now you want to curl up. You want to bring your foot in. You can push off both feet, and depending on later on when you get more advanced, you can push off just the top or push off just the bottom, depending on the situation. So for a basic shrimp, my feet are together. I've brought my knees up. My hands are in front of my face. I'm going to try to touch my hands to my toes. But here's the thing. My shoulder is just a pivot point. It can't move. My feet are just on a pivot point. They can't move. So the only thing I can do is straighten my legs and push my hips back. So a basic shrimp would just look like this. If I went to the other side, I go back, shrimp. Now, you'll notice when I do my particular shrimp, I like to pick my hips up. Because what Master Lloyd's taught me is that whenever you're shrimping, somebody's usually on top of you. If JT's on top, then he's heavy. If he's pushing all his weight on top of me and I'm on the ground, that means the mat is holding me still, he is holding me still. It's like a sandwich. And I've got to go against the friction of the mat, and I got to go against the friction of him. So if I pick up my hips off the ground, or at least I get used to doing that every time I drill, I'll be able to pick up, and now I lose one of those frictions. Now I can just move freely with only him on top rather than something on bottom and something on top. Now, when you go for a shrimp, no matter what, when you drill like this, if you only get an inch when you shrimp, at least you got that inch because you were going for that foot. If I just practice my shrimp like this every day, when it comes time to escape, I'm not going to get out of anybody's guard. I'm not going to be able to escape out of anything. I'm going to be just stuck. Or, if they're passing, I'm not going to have that force. But if you get used to doing the exaggeration every time, you may only get that inch. But at least you got that inch because you're training for that foot. And that's the whole idea. Nobody's just going to let you escape your hips. You're going to have to do it. And I find if you pick your hips up, get on all the way on your side and do that, you have a much easier time. So watch a few more shrimps. I'm just going to go up and down just a little quick right here on the mat. Shrimp. Just pushing my hips back.